What's up, people? I'm back with Jay, the owner of the 79 Rx7, the beautiful, beautiful car. I don't know how much footage I'm gonna use from the last time that we were here working on the car, but more of the story is we got rear brakes working that we had to steal off of an 85 FB from a junkyard, and we got both rears working on the car. And then we come to find out that our front brakes are completely frozen. So we are going to try to work on these right now to figure out what is wrong with the brakes, because they just don't move at all. But we can at least stop the car using its own power with the e-brake that we got, because that works beautifully with all the rear brake adjustments that we did. But we're gonna see how well that we can get this car working, or not how well we get the car working. We're gonna see how well we can get these front brakes working without having to replace them, because believe it or not, it's hard to find parts that will work for a car that was made in the late 70s that they don't make anymore. So we're gonna see if we could fix what we got. If not, we'll see what else we got. Anything to add?
So far, stuff that Ryan hasn't known. I don't know, I wasn't really paying attention, honestly. What I did, I fixed a couple exhaust leaks so the car quieted down a little bit. It still smokes a little bit because the motor, or the gas tank's almost out of gas, so I'll fill up some gas and the correct amount of premix so the car won't hesitate and lag and have any other problems. I have the AFR kind of tweaked decent enough for the car to run without it having really bad backfires. Also, get some new wires in to the brake lights, so now when you hit the brakes they actually flash on now. But for the majority of the tail light, including the license plate lights, I haven't got that in yet. Everything else was just kind of like super small here's and there's. Also added the rubber grommets to the bracket to the fuel pump, so it's not deafening loud, but it's loud enough where
it's still loud fuel pump.
Yeah, it's still loud fuel pump.
It doesn't vibrate the whole car like it did before.
Yeah, and it's still going to be loud regardless, because you have to show. So this is where I sit. I sit right here. The fuel pump where we mounted at is directly behind.
Right there is the fuel pump.
With no deadening. So that's why the fuel pump is as loud as it is. Which my personal self, I really know.
Here.
Yeah, turn it on.
Ready?
Yeah. As before, it vibrated the whole back half of the chassis, which was honestly annoying. But it being that loud, I think it's okay. And also, it doesn't. I only put 5 gallons of gas in it, and this car's been pretty much eating up that shit. So it's coming to a time I have to get some more gas. So that's why it's probably a lot more loud now.
Alright, so here is a quick update. Here's the book, and you know, if this is really what you're interested in, I'm just gonna pan down this, and you can read it, pause it, whatever, do whatever you want. There are the photos. Beautiful, right? So basically, we just have to remove this clip here and this clip here, and we got them soaking in PB right now, and Jay is working on the other side, and I will show you that right now.
Give me some brake cleaner right quick.
Brake cleaner, but here and here, you guys, he started pulling this one out, and this should allow us to pull this whole caliper off, and then we could hopefully get to the pistons and shit. Yep. And see why we're not getting any actuation on the things. Also, look at the interior of the car. It looks pretty nice coming together. Look at that switch panel, like it was meant to be. Okay, I lied. We don't take out those big pins, as you can see, because we're trying to put them back in. Jay, point to where the pins are.
The pins in here. These are the stopping plates, I believe. And it said take out 4 pins. And wait a minute. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we might be just as confused as we're gonna figure it out. And then after we get the caliper off, I'll come back and tell you what we did. And there's a little plate that goes right along here.
Which is this thing?
It goes right along there, which is that, like that. And you hammer that out, which we did.
It's my sister.
And I think we're getting pretty close to having this one off. Oop.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky.
I know it's a bad angle, but you can see him.
This is
Hammering
even
the
loose
plate
now.
out. And
Got
bam, he's got it now. So
And
those
then,
are the 2 plates, and these are the 4 pins that needed to get removed.
Yeah, and then once you do that, obviously these brake calipers are frozen. You should be able to slide these out with a little bit of elbow grease. And also keep in mind that you have these big 4 paperclip sized, not paperclip sized, but paperclip looking things. These are for the main bracket, I guess, for it, that's holding the brake calipers together, or brake pads together. So those are going to be resting against that. You don't have to take these out because there's the 2 14mm bolts holding those in. So you could take these out still. We're going to see if we can try to take it out without having to move these out, but more, you know, if push comes to shove, we're going to have to remove these as well.
Okay, update. As you can see, caliper's off. So it kind of sandwiches in between these 2 things. Yeah, there's brake fluid in there.
I have to. Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Oh, that does not look like a good color.
That's a
You can't move this either. I have a bin behind me. Hold that.
Here, put that like right there. Bam. Okay. So, anyways, this sandwiches into here. You take the caliper, you lift it up, and then slide it out, and then that's like a 17 mil or something, and then you just loosen that, undo it, and then caliper's off. Here's your pads, and then you don't remove these clips because it keeps holding everything together. But all we needed was that, and we got it off. So I'll show you actually how to do it, the full process on the other side, since we know what it's like now.
So this is what we did. I have gloves on, so it's kind of hard to hold this camera. So pretty much, we have the stuffing plates. There's a little bit of penetrating fluid on there, so it's kind of hard to see. So there's pin 1, pin 2 at the bottom. There's pin 3, and there you go. So pin 3, pin 4 on the opposite sides. So all you have to do is get a flathead screwdriver or some needle nose pliers. These pins are really really small. You can actually go get some at auto parts store like O'Reilly's, AutoZone, or just Napa, or any kind of hardware store. Just super duper small pins. So you would take these pins out, you hammer, you tap these out, a little bit of force. Don't hit them too hard, so you don't want to chip anything. You hammer those out, slide out, hammer the bottom part, slide out. And then, as I referred to before, these pins don't have to come out. All you have to do is kind of, as you can see, my calipers are all really crusty and old. You jiggle it a little bit, and you lift up and away from this. And also, too, what you need to do is get a 17mm open and wrench, or if you have a brake line tool. Sorry, get a little focus on there. Sorry. There you go. So you get a 17mm wrench and loosen this up a little bit. Get that apart. Brake calipers are actually super simple now after going on with it.
So it's been like a solid, like almost 2 hours since the last clip, but we had a broken speed bleeder in this caliper that me and Jay have been working on getting out for literally about 2 hours, trying everything from just unscrewing it to heating it up and trying to pull it out to drilling it out. And we tried drilling it out with titanium bits. That didn't work. We went to the store, picked up some cobalt bits, and those things went pop, and then we got out the drill bit, or we got out the bleeder. So now finally we put a new bleeder in, re-tapped the hole. Yeah. We're getting the line back in.
Most likely we'll have Teflon tape on it.
Yeah, and we're gonna,
because it's a little wiggly, so I already know this is gonna be pretty fucked.
And we're gonna have to re-bleed the brakes and everything, but both brakes should work now because we got them all cleaned and confirmed working. So yeah, and if not, we'll just have a passenger come down here and squeeze the brake pads while Jay's driving his car.